The arena buzzed with anticipation on September 20th, 2025. It was the FIVB Men's Volleyball Championship, where legends are made. Flags waved, chants echoed, and the court gleamed under the lights. This was more than a game, it was a battle for national pride. Iran entered as the powerhouse, tall, experienced, and expected to dominate. Their fans roared, confident in another victory. The Iranian team, a blend of veterans and young stars, looked every bit the favorite. Across the net stood the Philippines, the underdogs. Just qualifying was a triumph for them. Their players weren't as tall, but they were quick, determined, and full of heart. Filipino fans cheered with unmatched passion, believing in miracles. The contrast was stark. Iran, the giant, the Philippines, the challenger. The story was set. David versus Goliath. Could the underdog shock the world, or would the giant crush their dreams? The referee's whistle pierced the tension. Players took their positions, nerves and excitement mixing in the air. The crowd's roar reached a fever pitch. Every eye in the arena and millions at home waited for history to unfold. The stakes were clear, glory for one, heartbreak for the other. The championship's most memorable match was about to begin. The pressure was immense, but so was the opportunity. Both teams knew this was their moment. The world watched, breathless. The first serve was seconds away. The battle lines were drawn. Volleyball's greatest drama was about to play out. The first set began as predicted. Iran unleashed their power. Their serves were missiles, overwhelming the Filipino receivers. Iran's star opposite hitter smashed the opening point, igniting their fans. The message: Iran was here to dominate. They surged ahead, their blockers forming an impenetrable wall. The scoreboard quickly read 5-1, Iran. Their setter orchestrated the offense with precision, outsmarting Filipino blockers. The Philippines scrambled, searching for answers. Coach Dante Alinsunuran called an early timeout, urging calm and focus. But Iran's control was relentless. Their defense matched their offense, libero diving, attackers relentless. Every Filipino attack was met and returned. The gap widened, 12-5, then 16-8 at the technical timeout. Iran looked relaxed, executing flawlessly. The Philippines meanwhile struggled with errors and shaky passes. The Iranian blockers read every move, shutting down attacks. Filipino fans grew anxious as the set slipped away. Iran's dominance was on full display, a volleyball clinic. The set felt out of reach for the Philippines. The question wasn't if Iran would win, but by how much. The mountain seemed insurmountable. The world watched as Iran flexed their might. The underdogs were on the ropes. The first set was a lesson in power and precision. The Philippines needed a spark. The stage was set for a response. After the second technical timeout, something shifted. The Filipino team returned with renewed fire. It started with Marcus Vejo's perfect pass and thunderous spike. Finally, a breakthrough. The crowd erupted, energy surging through the team. Next, the defense stepped up. 3 Filipinos blocked Iran's star hitter. The score tightened, 16-10. The comeback was on. The Philippines played with confidence, serves more aggressive, targeting Iran's weak spots. Iran's offense faltered as their setter chased errant passes. Filipino blockers anticipated every move, slowing Iran's attack. The gap closed, 17-12, then 18-14. The Filipinos flew across the court, digging impossible balls. Libero Manuel Sumanguid's relentless defense inspired his teammates. Every point was a battle, every rally a statement. Iran, once relaxed, now looked tense and uncertain. The underdogs were biting back. The crowd sensed a shift, belief replaced doubt. The score kept inching closer. The Filipinos refused to back down. Their hustle and heart rattled the giants. Iran's composure began to crack. The set was suddenly up for grabs. The momentum belonged to the Philippines. The arena buzzed with possibility. The impossible was starting to look possible. The match had come alive. At the heart of the comeback was setter Joshua de Guzman. He orchestrated the offense with creativity and poise. Sensing Iran's focus on Espejo, de Guzman fed his middle blockers, João Umandal and Kim Malabunga, who scored crucial points. He disguised his sets, tricking the Iranian block with quick balls and clever backsets to Brian Bagunas. Iran's defense was left guessing, their coach visibly frustrated. De Guzman's decision-making was flawless, even under pressure. He turned broken plays into opportunities, sometimes scoring himself with smart tips. The Filipino bench erupted after each crafty play. The connection between de Guzman and his hitters was seamless. He distributed the ball evenly, keeping Iran off balance. No longer could Iran camp on one attacker. They had to respect every Filipino threat. De Guzman's leadership unlocked the team's full potential. The offense became unpredictable and dangerous. The tide of the set had truly turned. The Philippines was now dictating the game. The Philippines' defense transformed into a fortress. They shifted to soft blocking, deflecting Iran's power and giving their back row defenders a chance. Kim Malabunga led the block, timing jumps and reading plays perfectly. He single-handedly stuffed a crucial Iranian attack, tying the score at 20. Outside hitters Espejo and Bagunas sealed the net, forcing Iranian errors. The pressure from the Filipino block rattled Iran. The back row positioned themselves perfectly, anticipating every attack. Communication and teamwork were flawless. The defense neutralized Iran's biggest weapon. The Filipinos turned their lack of height into a strategic advantage. Iran's path to victory was suddenly blocked. Tied at 22, the arena was electric. Every point felt like a championship moment. Iran edged ahead with a powerful serve, 23-22. Coach Alan Sunurin called timeout, urging calm and focus. The Philippines responded with composure. De Guzman set up Bagunas, who smartly tooled the block, 23-all. Filipino fans erupted, tension mounting. Set point for the Philippines. Espejo stepped up to serve, nerves of steel. His jump serve forced a shaky Iranian pass, free ball for the Philippines. De Guzman set Espejo on the outside. Espejo soared and hammered the ball down the line. The Iranian block was late, 24-23. The Philippines was 1 point from history. The crowd held its breath. Every player knew the next rally could decide the set. The pressure was immense, but the Filipinos looked fearless. Iran prepared for one last stand. The serve went over, rally in motion. The arena was silent, then exploded with every touch. The Philippines dug deep, refusing to yield. The final moments were a blur of action and heart. The set teetered on a knife's edge. The underdogs were on the verge of a miracle. The world watched, spellbound. The next point would make history. 24-23, set point for the Philippines. The weight of a nation rested on the server's shoulders. The Iranian team huddled, desperate to survive. The serve floated in, Iran's libero passed perfectly. Their setter went to his star hitter, the play that had worked all set. But the Philippines was ready. 3 blockers, Espejo, Malabunga, de Guzman, rose together. Their timing was perfect, hands forming a wall. The Iranian hitter swung hard, aiming for the corner, but he found only determined Filipino hands. The ball ricocheted straight down onto Iran's court. Silence, then an eruption of joy. Filipino players piled on the court, celebrating wildly. The bench stormed the floor, fans screamed and hugged. The scoreboard confirmed the impossible. Philippines 25, Iran 23. The underdog had won the set. The arena was a sea of tears, cheers, and disbelief. The world had just witnessed a giant toppled. The Philippines had made history. The dream was real. The celebration was just beginning. Volleyball's greatest upset was complete. The court overflowed with emotion. Filipino players in tears, embracing, some on their knees in disbelief. Mark Espejo wept with pride, years of sacrifice vindicated. Coach Alan Sunurin beamed, clapping for his team's heart. Filipino fans danced and chanted, waving flags in jubilation. This was more than a set win, it was national pride realized. Years of struggle had led to this moment. On the other side, Iran stood stunned, unable to process the upset. Their captain shook hands, sportsmanship amid disappointment. The result sent shockwaves through the championship. Commentators marveled at the upset, replays of the final block looping on screens. The world saw how teamwork and heart could topple giants. The Philippines had announced themselves to the world. Volleyball's landscape had changed forever. This single-set victory was a turning point for Philippine volleyball. It declared, the Philippines was here to compete, and to win. Young athletes across the nation now believed greatness was possible. The impact would echo for years, inspiring a new generation. For the players, it validated every sacrifice and hour of hard work. They belonged on the world stage. The win brought attention, support, and hope for the sport's future. Volleyball in the Philippines would never be the same. The team was no longer just an underdog, they were a threat. As the next set loomed, the narrative had changed. Iran faced a challenge, the Philippines had arrived. No matter the final result, September 20th, 2025, would be remembered as the day Philippine men's volleyball stunned the world. The journey had just begun.